We are live.
Good morning, everybody. This is the Coastal Permit Administrator hearing for February 10th, 2022. It is 11 a.m., so we'll go ahead and get the meeting started. So Mendocino County Coastal Permit Administrator meetings will be conducted virtually and not available for in-person public participation. The provisions of the Government Code Section 54953 and the recommendation of the Mendocino County Health Officer, meetings are live streamed and available for viewing on the Mendocino County YouTube page at www.youtube.com/Mendocino County Video. So with that, I'm calling the meeting to order at 11:01 a.m. And can I please get a determination of noticing?
All items have been noticed.
Thank you very much. So let's go to case number 3A on the agenda. This is CDP 2020-0022. The applicant and owner is William and Audrey Irwin. This is a request for a standard coastal development permit to develop a vacant parcel with a single family residence, a detached garage, ground mount solar array, establishment of an on-site well with a pump house and water storage tank on an on-site septic system and driveway, including tree removal at the building site. Also included in the request is the installation of one 5,000-gallon water storage tank and one 2.5-inch NHT fire hydrant. It has been determined that this project has a mitigated negative declaration, and let's see here. And the project is located in the coastal zone, 3± miles south of Albion Town Center. And it is 0.5 miles east of the intersection of Cameron Road and State Route 1, on the south side of Cameron Road at the end of a private road located at 1656 Cameron Road in Elk, Assessor's parcel number 126-110-12. Now please get a staff report.
Yes, good morning, CPA Gonzalez. This is Jesse Waldman, planner for Mendocino County Planning and Building Services, and presenting the Coastal Development Permit CDP 2020-0022. The project is as stated already, it's a mitigated negative declaration. The proposed request is to develop the parcel with a single family residence, a garage, and the development required to support that proposal. The parcel is, the project is found to be consistent with our local coastal program, our zoning regulations. It has been determined that it is a negative declaration for California Environmental Quality Act. There have been a biological report, multiple studies for this project, and staff has prepared within the staff report multiple conditions of approval that we recommend to help preserve the ESHA on site, specifically the Bishop Pine Forest. And the project development has been amended throughout the design phase and review process of the county's planning staff looking at this project specifically due to the Elk Community Services District in response to access for fire and emergency vehicles. And I would like to just bring up that there have been multiple comments that have come in as a result of this being posted at the state clearinghouse level, specifically the California Native Plant Society, the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, and as well as the California Coastal Commission, where staff has proposed 2 memorandums that have been posted on our website and presented to the CPA and to the landowners as well, where revisions to the conditions would further protect and ensure preservation, and that this project remains consistent with our local coastal program and our Mendocino County Code of Regulations for the coastal zone. with that, let me just pause and make sure I'm covering everything here.
So if I can ask,
Yes, please do, Nash.
I see 2 memorandums came in
Yes.
this morning, and I just am concerned that this is new information that is coming to the CPA at the 11th hour. They should have been addressed days ago. So I have not had a chance to fully review these documents, and I also question whether or not the applicant has reviewed these and whether or not there's these things have been on the department's website enough time for people to comment on. So I will go ahead and have you continue and give a brief overview of the project, but I'm inclined to continue it.
Very good, Nash. Thank you
Again,
for...
The CPA really likes to see this documentation ahead of time. So go ahead and continue.
Okay, so as a result of the project being posted on the state clearinghouse, we did receive multiple comments from the 3 agencies previously mentioned, one of which was proof of water, recommendations from the Coastal Commission, and that's where the first memorandum was prepared and posted on our website on the 8th of this week, where there's a revision that a proof of water's a revision to the conditions where condition 27 would require a proof of water to prove the proposed development has adequate utilities, where it came to staff's attention yesterday afternoon on February 9th that the landowners did have a proof of water test done. And I will have to say that I am not qualified to say that this is sufficient enough. I have reviewed the groundwater study that says that if there is water storage provided on site, which this project includes water storage of 2,500 gallons or more, that the range between 0.5 and 1 gallon per minute is sufficient in our groundwater study, where the documents we received yesterday from the landowner states that they have 0.85 gallons per minute after a 4-hour draw. I'm not sure if that actually satisfies condition 27 at this moment. However, I did feel that that was pertinent information in response to the Coastal Commission's recommendations. And then in condition 2, in memorandum 2, we received comments from the Native Plant Society as well as the Department of Fish and Wildlife, where condition 14 and 15 did require some revisions, and I've added all of the recommendations from the Native Plant Society with the exception of one, where the Native Plant Society was asking for 100% survival rate of the Bishop Pine Forest, where then our office received comment from CDFW where they recommended approval of the 80% recovery with a recommendation for a restoration plan specific to where the trees would be removed and where new trees would be planted to succeed at the 80% survival rate of the Bishop Pine. And so I have prepared memorandum 2 for both CDFW and Native Plant Society's recommendations on that level. And I have been receiving emails this morning from the Coastal Commission where they've been wanting to make sure that they're looking at all of the comments received and all of the memorandums. And at this time, I have not received any further comment from the Coastal Commission. The last I heard from them was about 9:30-ish this morning. If you would like to continue the project, that's understandable. I respect that. I have discussed these memorandums with both the landowners and talked about the possibility of a continuance if they would like to propose a restoration plan and get it approved by CDFW as recommended in my revised condition 15. And if they would like to verify that their proof of water test is sufficient, or would they like to have more time to make sure that their proof of water test is sufficient for my recommended condition 27? So I have been in communication with all the various agencies and with the landowners even as of this morning.
Thank you. I see there's correspondence from the Coastal Commission in an email that's dated today where they still have concerns. The proof of water is typically reviewed by County Environmental Health. That hasn't happened, correct?
I did talk to the Environmental Health Department yesterday, right when I received this notice, and I was not able to verify that this was sufficient per their requirements due to the late hour.
Okay, so it looks like there hasn't been sufficient review at this point in time. So I will go ahead and allow the applicant, if the applicant, Mr. Irwin, I believe, has anything to say before I make my decision on a continuance. Mr. Irwin, go ahead. I think you have to unmute.
If you're calling in from a telephone, it's *6 to unmute.
Do you hear me now? Do you hear me now?
No. Yes.
No, it's not on the phone. No, I'm unmuted. I'm unmuted. You should hear me.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm unmuted. You should hear me right now. Done. We had this water study done in September of 2019, and the flow was 0.85 gallons per minute. We were under the impression that the water person, Mendocino Water Works, had sent in this information to the Department of Environmental Health, and we assumed that, and I guess that was my fault making the assumption that actually, but we assumed that had been done back in 2019. Insofar as response to the commission and that, we found out about this yesterday, that the commission had issues. So we're trying to get everything cleared up. It's because we're in the area better, and that's our primary objective here, is to make this property nice. We want the trees, cut down, because we're in the middle of a forest, and it's a forest of dying bishop pines and grand firs, and at least 30% of the bishop pines here on this property are dead, and the rest of them pretty much are dying because of old age. So we have an area where we can mitigate the loss of these trees down the hill and towards the Highway 1 that is open, and we understand that we'd have to be 40 feet from the road in order to start planting, or in order to plant trees. So we can mitigate all the loss of these trees by replanting the forest down the hill a bit. That isn't an issue. The water thing, I understand where you guys are approaching this, and I really hope that we can get this done today, but if you guys insist on getting having it continued, I have no choice, really. But we really want to have this done and over. We've been waiting almost 2 years now for this, and we're hoping that, we're doing everything that you guys want, and, we're trying to be as helpful and as responsive to all your requests. And it's just been a real trying experience for us to go through this whole process. That's pretty much it. It's, if you look at the property area wise, you'll see all the dead trees. And this is not a managed forest by any means. and we want it to be a managed forest, you know, and that's our plea. You know, it's just I'm just hoping, you know, we have water, you know, there's adequate water. I know that, and I mean, and when it was tested, it was in September, which is obviously the lowest month, you know, of the year insofar as water, you know, gallon per minute. But I mean, and when we talked to the people who did the water test, they said that typically it's going to be 3 to 4 times that, you know, in the summer months. So, you know, I'm personally not concerned about the water or the water quality because we had that tested too. We had the casing changed. You know, we followed everything that you guys want us to do. And I appreciate your work, really do. But, you know, that's pretty much, you know, that's all I have to say.
Thank you. I do note in the record
Thank
that
you
the
very much.
commission, this item was referred to the Coastal Commission back in 2020. And I guess what gives me heartburn is the Coastal Commission just sent in their comments last night or this morning at the 11th hour. So that bothers me, that the Coastal Commission does that this late in the game. I would be able to move forward with this today if Environmental Health had reviewed it and had provided us with some sort of documentation that this study is acceptable. But without that, I'm just not able to do this. I think the other question that I've got for staff is you've got some conditions here that are being revised to address the Native Plant Society. Have these been run by the Native Plant Society and by CDFW?
I would say that they have not been formally notified that we have taken revisions and accepted or denied portions of their recommendations. So I would say no.
So I'm having a hard time with this. You know, if this had gone to Native Plant Society and for their blessing on this, then I think we could avoid any type of appeals or any type of issues going further, as well as, you know, at least getting something from Environmental Health. The Coastal Commission has a tendency to submit everything at the last minute, so thank you for addressing those, but I think if we had something from Environmental Health, I'd feel comfortable approving the project today. But I can't. I need something from Environmental Health so that I can consider that. So I'd have to continue this to March 10th, which would give staff plenty of time to verify this. And then instead of having 2 segmented memos, I'd like to see a memo that has all the conditions with all the red line and strikeout and underlined for new language. Otherwise, I'm referencing 2 memos here. So a new memo that addresses all the issues as well as all the conditions of approval.
I can do that, and I will refer this out to Environmental Health as soon as I possibly can.
Yes, so I'm going to go ahead and continue this item to March 10th.
I would like to state for the record, if we continue to March 10th specifically, the project will not need to be reposted for the record.
No, we're going to do it to a date certain, so there will not be a renoticing of the project. All it would require is just bringing this back on the agenda. I'd like to see this at the top of the agenda when we start on the 10th, so that we can hear this item. And at that point, you know, you can go ahead and continue on with the rest of the staff report at that point in time, because I see there's some issues here that we need to address before moving forward. And if there's any other issues that are going to come up, let's try to get those taken care of so that we can, you know, take an action on the 10th on this, because I hear the applicant, they've been in the process a long time. I also don't appreciate the Coastal Commission submitting comments at the 11th hour. But I think if our Environmental Health Division can review the proposed condition language, and if they are satisfied with the language that meets the water availability requirements, then I think we can bring this back and take action on it.
Thank you, Nash.
All right, so the item is continued to March 10th, 2022 at date certain. All right, moving along. And I'll also continue the public hearing to that point in time as well. So the public hearing is still open on this matter. All right, the next item is CDP 2020-0039. The owner is Elk LLC, Peter Eisenberg. The applicant agent is Swithin Bank Construction. This is a request for a standard coastal development permit to convert an existing garage to a 953 square foot family care unit. There will be a separate entrance to the remainder of the existing garage, pottery room, and convenience room or bathroom. The request includes installing a new septic system and connectors to the existing well and utilities. The project has been determined to be categorically exempt, and it is located in the coastal zone 2.4 plus minus miles south of the town of Elk on the east side of State Route 1, located at 9961 South Highway 1 in Elk. Assessor's parcel numbers 131-030-09, 131-030-02, 131-030-21, 131-030-22, and 131-030-28. May I please get a staff report? Tia, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Coastal Permit Administrator Gonzalez. Hello, everyone. I am Planner TSR. Today, I'm presenting Coastal Development Permit 2020-0039. Just as the Coastal Permit Administrator previously mentioned, the applicant proposed to convert 953 square foot of the existing garage into a temporary family care unit. The remainder of the existing garage will have a separate entrance to the existing pottery room and convenience bathroom. The project includes installing a new septic system and connection to existing well and utilities. The proposed conversion does not entail any additional development or proposed changes that would be inconsistent with the general plan or zoning district. On June 24th, 2021, a referral was sent to multiple agencies. Our department received critical comments from Elk Community Service District, and the comments can be found under hazard management in the staff report. And the other agency that made comments was Mendocino County Department of Transportation, DOT. Their comments can be located and can be found under transportation and circulation. Please see conditions of approval number 10 through 15. Staff recommends approval with conditions, and this concludes staff presentation, and I am available to answer any questions. I believe the applicant is also present today. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we hear from the applicant?
I believe that is.
Danielle Miller. You're muted. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Go ahead.
Yes, so as Tia presented, we have an existing garage workshop and we are proposing to convert, I think it was 953 square feet, I might have that incorrect, to a family care unit. So a portion of the lower level would be family care unit, and with a separate entrance, as she mentioned, to the potting room and, you know, kind of a storage area with a utility bathroom downstairs, and then the upstairs would remain a workshop.
Okay. Anything else you want to add?
Not that I can think of, unless you have any questions.
All right, thank you. Are there any members of the public that wish to speak on this matter?
I do not believe so.
No?
No requests,
No or
have
yes?
no requests have been submitted.
Okay, so with that, I'm going to return it to the Coastal Permit Administrator. I have reviewed the document, the staff reports, and all the evidence, and I will go ahead and move to approve CDP 2020-0039, and based on the findings and conditions of approval contained in the staff report. Ms. Miller, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, that brings us to item number 3C. And this is a coastal development permit 2021-0017. The owner applicant is Alan Limbard and Laura Bianchi Limbard. This is a request for a standard coastal development permit to construct a detached garage, wood fence, and driveway extension. The project has been determined to be categorically exempt, located in the coastal zone, 2.5 plus minus miles north of the town of Mendocino, 900 feet west of the intersection of Point Cambrio Drive and Overton Drive. Located at 45,401 Overton Drive, Mendocino, assessor's parcel number 118-180-27. May I please get a staff report?
Thank you, CPA Gonzalez. This is Jessie Waldman, planner again for Mendocino County. And yes, this project to develop accessory uses on this parcel located west of the first public road was found to be categorically exempt, and the project is consistent with our local coastal program and our Mendocino County zoning regulations. And with the recommended conditions of approval within the staff report, staff would recommend approval of this project. And if you have any questions, let me know. I have spoken with the landowner. They are not present for this meeting today, and they are aware of the conditions of approval. Thank you. That concludes my staff report.
Thank you very much. Okay, since we don't have any members, or we don't have the applicant online, do we have any members of the public that wish to speak on this matter?
I have no communication towards that.
All right, then I'll return this back to the CPA. I have reviewed the staff report along with the findings and conditions of approval and all the evidence provided to the CPA, and I will go ahead and move to approve the request for CDP 2021-0017 per the conditions and findings contained in the staff report. Which now brings us to item 3D. This is a coastal development permit 2021-0025. The owner applicant is Gary and Beverly Gilly. Agent is Carl Ritterman. This is a standard coastal development permit to remove and replace existing pressurized lateral with existing leaching trench currently obstructed by roots. The project has been determined to be categorically exempt. The project is located in the coastal zone, 4.8 plus minus miles south of the Albion Town Center on the west side of Navarro Bluff Road, south of its intersection with State Route 1, located at 1520 Navarro Bluff Road in Albion. Assessor's parcel number 126-140-16. May I please get a staff report?
Thank you again, Gonzalez. This is Jessie Waldman, planner again. And this coastal development permit 2021-025 for the removal and replacement of the existing septic system is a couple of things. It's a bluff top parcel. It's located west of the first public road, and the need to maintain a adequate utilities serving the principally permitted use was found categorically exempt per California Environmental Quality Act. And staff has prepared the staff report with conditions of approval recommended for this project to remain consistent with our local coastal program and our Mendocino County Code Coastal Division 2 regulations. I have been sending information to the agents. I have not spoken to the landowners, and I have received no comment on this recommendation within the staff report. And that concludes my presentation for recommendation of approval. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have the applicant on the line?
I'm not sure. I have a call in, but I don't, yes, raised hand.
All right. So I see a phone number here, 916-759-3441. Is this the applicant?
Yes, I'm the applicant.
All right. So you are Mr. Gilly?
Yes, I am.
Yes. This is your time. Do you have anything you'd like to say, add, comment on?
The comment I have to make is that this is a 56-inch, 1-inch pipe, that a 53 feet long pipe buried in an 18-inch trench that has become completely blocked. And Carl Ritterman, the people that designed this, are willing to dig the 18-inch trench down and directly replace the pipe. There's no changes to any of the existing septic system, and no changes to view or anything else. So it's a fairly straightforward request to the commission. Thank you.
Thank you, and that's what I saw here. So with that, do we have any members of the public that wish to speak on this matter?
No requests have been submitted.
Thank you. Bringing it back to the CPA, I've reviewed the evidence presented before me, including the staff report, the conditions of approval, as well as the findings. So I will go ahead and move to approve the project based on the findings contained in the staff report, as well as the conditions contained in the staff report. So, Mr. Gilly, thank you very much, and thank you, staff. So, with that, that brings us to item number 4, any matters from staff. Seeing none, I'll bring it back, go to item number 5, which is matters from the public. Do we have anybody from the public that wishes to speak on this?
No request to participate.
No requests. All right. So with that, we go to item number 6, which is an adjournment of the meeting. I will adjourn at 11:32 a.m. Thank you very much.
Thank you.